Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. If you didn't know that only around like 70% of you guys, wait, no, only like 20% of you guys are actually subscribed that watch my videos. So I just want to let you guys know that, I doubt this word is working right now because I've had lots of problems with OBS, as you guys probably know. And so I'm just gonna go check on it. I'll be right back. Okay, gamers, now why does EY5 Television hate advertisements so much? Well, actually, it's not really that I hate advertising that much, as effective advertising can be an incredibly powerful tool that can significantly help you promote a product or idea. However, there is a specific type of advertising that I shall further elaborate on why I completely hate it, and it grinds my gears. I don't know how Peter Griffin does it, whatever, doesn't matter. And that advertising is holiday advertising. Say, so like I walk into a store in August and I see the Halloween displays out, and it's just like, bruh, the event isn't until October. Why are you promoting it in August? Like, you're creating, like, the point of holidays is that it's celebrated at a specific time of the year. And once you start to really, like, promote it, like, way before the actual event, like, 2 months before, in the case of Home Depot, I feel like when I see their Halloween displays in August, it just really grinds my gears. And it just kind of devalues the holiday, and you can't really value it. It's like in Christmas, especially. I mean, it's just a sign of American materialism, and it just drags out the time period of stress that many Americans have due to having to feel that they feel the need and obligation to buy people gifts, because that's just what Christmas is about, is buying people stuff. And so like it's just unavoidable, like all the advertising for random products in a store, and it's like, oh yeah. And it's kind of like for the weaker minded individuals of this nation, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, we're gonna go fucking buy like a random ass nutcracker from Walmart, or oh yeah, Sprite cranberries back in stock, I'm gonna go like buy 5 bottles or some shit. So it just, it's really sad, because like for me, Christmas is a very fun, family centered, friend centered holiday, but like America has just transformed it into a consumeristic uh, holiday, essentially, for businesses, and it's lost its value for me. But that's it for that. And what I plan on talking about mostly in this video is not, I guess, I mean, it's the one thing I can really think of that really grinds my gears, but just the logic in the first Purge movie. I mean, everybody's seen it, and it's kind of a classic. It only cost around $3 million to make and made 83, so I think it's a pretty damn successful movie. But however, my god, there's a lot of things that make me mad about this movie. And it's like, I was just thinking, like, the US election is over, and everything looks like it's gonna go off with a bang. And so I was just thinking, well, in order to prepare for the riots, I feel like that will probably happen at some point in the next few weeks. I mean, the election really still isn't over, but I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna prepare for this by just watching The Purge, because it just seems like a good reference point on what is to come. And so the decision making in that movie, however, by individual characters just reminded me of that of Bill O'Brien's career as a GM. And so I'm gonna just let you know what I feel like making this video about. Basically was Actually, this was just basically this one character was the catalyst for this entire video. Also, I didn't really have any good ideas this week, so that also kind of helps. Alright then, so the drum roll entrance, which I'm not going to put in because I don't really feel like putting it out. I have 12 minutes to make this video for my Tuesday upload before it is Wednesday, so let's just do this. So I'd say that the entire character of Henry from The Purge is just awful. He's so annoying. He could have actually had made a major impact if he was just a logical individual, but no. So In the movie, he's the boyfriend of Zoe, who is 2 years older than her, and he's a guy that just wants to be with his girlfriend, but he makes some incredibly foolish decisions. And Zoe Sandon is the daughter of James Sandon, who the movie kind of centers around, who basically, actually, I'm gonna spoil the movie, but if you guys have already seen it, you guys are knowing what I'm talking about. If not, just go just go watch the trailer. It's pretty self-explanatory about what happens in the movie, but so let's just follow along with his logic. So, one, he chooses to sneak into Zoe's room as the purge begins before the Sandon family decides to close up their home. Honestly, this actually makes sense to me. It's one of the few things that he does throughout the entire movie that makes any sense, but let's see. So he would have been in his house by himself, which would have been a big no-no. We are unaware to whether or not his family had any protection, so going into the Sandon's house would actually be a safe option. And he didn't have the greatest relationship with Zoe's family, but it was enough where they're like, hey, we know who this is. He's not some stranger, but bruh, like they kind of don't like that you're 2 years older than Zoe, and you choose to spend the most dangerous 12 hours of your year with a heavily armed family that doesn't really appreciate your presence and could kill you at a moment's notice. And the fact that it was legal, so that was really grinding my gears. Alright then, so another thing about Henry that really grinds my gears is the fact that the second that Henry gets into Zoe's room, he immediately starts to offer her drugs, which she grudgingly accepts. But not only are you entering a heavily armed house with people that do not really trust you, but you're going to be tripping the entire time, along with the fact that you peer pressured your girlfriend into taking hallucinogenic drugs. Bruh, that's kind of a dick move. Seriously, do not force people to take drugs if they're not really that interested in taking them. I mean, I could also go on and on about Henry, and I'm gonna just continue to ridicule this horrible character, as he's probably the dumbest movie character I've seen in a while. I mean, he's dumb enough for me to make a video on it. And so, after popping the pills, Henry chooses to go pull out the gun, which he brought with him, and holster it, and he goes down the stairs to talk to Zoe's dad, which, I mean, that's kind of not a good idea in its own, because he doesn't know you're there, and you don't know what he's doing and what he's done. And so at this time, the purge is in full effect, and the Sandon family, aka Charlie's dumbass, chooses to let a homeless guy who almost got purged. I could argue that it was a horrible decision, but I can see where Charlie was coming from, so I'm okay with his decision there. However, Henry's dumbass, though, oh my god, it makes me angry. So, basically, Henry's dumbass comes out to the living room where the family is debating whether they throw out the homeless guy who's bleeding out on the carpet. Henry's first dumbass move in the last minute of his life was to first address James, the dad, while he was dealing with a possibly armed stranger, along with having incredibly high stress and adrenaline from already killing one person. Henry's dumbass continues to still try and talk to James while James says that he wants him to go away. I mean, come on, I mean, I don't have any woman relationship, but if you're dealing with a semi-dead homeless guy in your living room, and the guy taking care of him tells you to go away right now, and it's a matter of life and death, I think I'm just gonna back off. Even if I'm under the influence of drugs, I probably would just back off, I think. I mean, I don't think I'm that dumb, am I? I don't know. Probably some of you guys will come up and say, hey, nah, you'd probably definitely do something stupid like that, but I don't think I would. But Henry's dumbass, he still continues to try to talk to James. And so James says, and so it just makes me mad, because James offered Henry a way out of the confrontation that is to come. James is just you know what, Henry, I'm gonna talk to you later. I cannot deal with you right now. I'm dealing with a half-dead homeless guy. Alright? And so James is dealing with the homeless guy. And so Henry, you know what he does? He decides to exercise his right to purge and begins a firefight with Mr. Sandon, which, guess what? He loses. I mean, what do you think? Some 18-year-old with a handgun versus a highly armed security purge security salesman. Who do you think would win? And so Sandin literally shoots Henry like 3 times, and voila, he's dead in his girlfriend's bedroom. And so guess what? Not only did he end his own life, but he ruined his girlfriend's. I mean, like, that's a shocker. I mean, like, who would have thought that it would lead to this? Like, come on. Like, come on. And so, I have done a little bit of thinking, and so I think this is what he should have done. 1. I think he should have entered the house with the handgun, because you can never be too safe. I mean, I genuinely think that was a good idea, given the circumstances, and I think that the Sandin's house was probably the safest place for him to be. 2. Why the fuck do you bring pills to the purge? I get that they're legal then, but I don't really know LA law in the year 2022, and so I don't know if they'd even be legalized by then. So if they were, why do you even decide to do them on the purge day? But like, you do not force people to take drugs if they don't want to take them. Like, bruh, that's such a cringe moment. And so, 3, if he was given the opportunity to confront James, he should have at least checked to see whether James is in a life or death situation, and if he was, just leave him alone. I mean, when I see some guy trying to debate whether to throw out a half-dead homeless man in your front hallway, I think I'm gonna either A, ask if I can do anything, or B, not do anything. And so James decided to do neither and just be useless. And so 4, if James was to go down the staircase, at least put your hands over your head. This is an incredibly dangerous situation, and you literally fucking died. And so I think that it would probably be the best idea, given that he's already not on great terms with James. That's all I have to say about the character from Henry from The Purge. Now, you're probably thinking, Ethan, why are you talking about The Purge? Ethan, you're taking The Purge so seriously. You've been talking about The Purge for like literally the entire video. And yeah, I have been. No, I'm not done talking about The Purge. Yes, I'm aware that I'm hyperanalyzing the film that is about chaos and the destruction of social norms, and I just need to get a video out. I mean, this movie has so much crap that I feel like I want to dissect that I can finally be at peace for the time I wasted watching this movie. So now, after the death of Henry, some purgers pull up to the Sandin house and demand that they give up the homeless person they're trying to purge, right? Now, these purgers are actually a bit more reasonable, and they see that the Sandin family supports the purge with their little blue flowers in their front yard, right? And so they offer them a deal. Hand over the homeless dude, nobody gets hurt. And so, like, for the Sandin family, that feels like a steal. However, Charlie, which I guess I respect him for, says no, and some reason the family actually decides to side with their 12-year-old kid. I mean, I don't know, if I were James Sandin, I don't think I would have done that, but... And so the purgers, as a result, get angry and threaten that they will break into the Sandin house and kill all of them, since they didn't give up the homeless guy. So, I will do a little bit of equating here. The movie takes place in LA, a city notorious for its homeless population. In 2020, the city had approximately 59,000 homeless people, and in 2020, the number increased by 13%. And assuming that the coronavirus happened in the Purge universe, it would be safe to assume that the number would increase by approximately 20%. So with that incredibly sound math and reasoning, you'd get approximate number of 118,000 homeless people by the year 2022 in the city of LA. So why would you go after one guy when there's approximately another 118,999 more of them that they could go after? Like, bruh, I mean, just give up on that guy. He's not worth it. And eventually, when they do break in, they just seem more like irrational psychotic maniacs. Like, bruh, kill the guys, get out, get your anger out. Don't look like a bunch of fucking Joker-esque freaks. I mean, I guess the movie is about the social and societal norm breakdown. But, like, it's kind of grotesque in a way what people have just decided to evolve into. I mean, I guess I live in 2020 and there's a lot of random ass shit that's pretty fucked up, but in 2 years, do I really see that happening to society? I don't really do that, but like, they're just basically the way they were acting was just like they're suicidal. In the year 2022, basically all the purgers are just seem to be like suicide bombers in like World War II. I mean, like they were awful fighters, and they basically were going on the numbers only, and it was basically a 1 against 16-ish because the rest of the Sandin family was weak as shit. And so basically, they were going into a death trap, and basically they should have just found another homeless person and just killed him. That's pretty much my entire opinion on that entire part of the movie, which is like the second half. So that's gonna be it from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, when you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button to be notified whenever I upload. I'm trying to make it to 20 subscribers by the end of 2020, so you could have a 2020 for 20 subscribers. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool. And so, also, you should check out some of my other videos I've made as of recent. So, later, guys, and I'll see you on next Tuesday, hopefully.